You're listening to The Startup with Monique LeRae, only on LA Talk Radio.
How's it going, Los Angeles? This is The Startup with Monique LeRae. I'm Monique LeRae. Welcome back to another fresh new episode. May 7th, guys, already stepping up to summer. I cannot believe it, but I'm so excited. We're going to have a lot of fresh shows throughout the summer. I'm happy. I'm not really taking a break on that. We took a break with the other projects I was doing and did some reruns recently for the spring. So we're going to give you a lot of fresh content. So I'm excited to be here with you. And I'm bringing back someone since we just got out of tax season, even though we're still kind of dealing with it. Some people have extensions and are planning to, get into the third and fourth quarter of their business planning and such. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce Christina Biddle, aka our Southern Belle Badass. What's going on, Christina? How are you?
I'm fine, girl. How are you doing?
I'm so good. I am so happy to see you.
It's great to be back.
Oh, listen, I'm loving your beautiful smile. You look happy. You look healthy. And you guys, listen, check in on your friends because, there's a lot going on in the world and we have to take care of ourselves. And having Christina here healthy and happy with her family and doing what she does best. Thank you for making time.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Yes.
First of all, I would like to just say this. There are a lot of people who have not filed their taxes for this year, last year, or 10 years ago.
Uh-oh.
I wanted to let everybody know that I handle that. I've got some clients that haven't filed in 15 years. I've got one in 20 years.
Yeah.
Filed. So if anybody has any issues, you haven't filed in a while, don't hesitate to give me a call. My number is 910-571-1092, or you can shoot me an email at premierabc1@gmail.com. I also have a website at premierabc1@gmail.com.
Okay. Yeah. Well, there's so many things to plug. So I just had one of those today. So great. And you know what, guys, if you are following me on social media, just look at, who I'm following or who's following me. And you'll definitely find Christina there if you didn't get all that, but we'll replug it again. Christina, you're one of the few entrepreneurs that I know that's willing to give out your number over the air. And you've always been like that since day one. Tell us a little bit about, if they're not familiar with your brand, why you approach your brand that way and the home feel and the care that you give.
Well, I started about 20 years ago doing taxes. I decided to branch out and open up my own firm in 2010. And in that time span, I completed my master's degree in business, which I have an undergrad in accounting also.
Congratulations. I remember you just started that.
Thank you.
Yes.
And let's see, I do this because I love to help people. I obviously don't do it for the money.
Oh no.
But I love the opportunity to help people, to watch their businesses grow, to help their businesses grow.
Yeah.
And then I love startups because I want to see them. I just want to see them succeed and master everything. But I focus on relationships.
Yeah.
I take my clients to heart, and when you're one of my clients, you're also one of my friends and family members. And I always treat your money like it's mine, and I am very frugal with mine.
Yes, so, I've seen it. I've seen it in action. So, I love that you said that. And as our friendship grows, I'm even more grateful for what you do because, listen, it ain't easy. I mean, but it might come easy to you. Let's talk about some of the things you wanted to cover today, since we are heading into summer. Maybe people are relaxing a little and they can take some time to revamp their business and, do their paperwork or whatnot.
Absolutely. Today I want to cover what is and is not considered income.
Okay.
A lot of times people, so you see on TV, the Wheel of Fortune, how these people win a car.
Okay. Yeah.
That is considered income in the eyes of the IRS. What happens is you get a 1099 at the end of the year for the fair market value of the vehicle or whatever you just won, the trip.
Oh,
So therefore, it's turned into taxable income.
okay.
So, and a lot of people don't realize that when you have a job and you get your, like you earn a free vacation or whatever you get,
Yeah.
it is going to be considered taxable income.
Nice.
And so let's say that you're in the auto industry and you are an auto salesperson.
Okay.
And let's say you get bonuses, commissions, or even you don't normally get overtime pay because everybody works their tail off in the auto industry.
Yeah.
But that is also considered income as well. Your commissions, your bonuses, any awards you even get. And, you know, let's say that you have an employer that is very generous and you have sick time available to you.
Okay.
If you take the money, then that is taxable income. If you cash out, okay, I want the money instead, that is then creating taxable income.
Got it.
Any kind of back pay. And another thing too, a lot of people don't realize, you may have an accident policy. It could either be a short-term disability or a long-term disability policy.
Okay.
If your employer pays the premiums on these policies, when you use them, that income is considered taxable income.
Wow.
Now, if you have a policy and you paid for it, it is not considered taxable income.
Oh, it's a write-off.
It's little things like that, you know. And you know, it used to be that we would get paid for moving, like our company would move us and things like that.
Right.
That was also considered taxable income back in the day. But see, now, due to the tax law changes in 2017 by the Tax Cut and Job Act, you can no longer deduct your moving expenses unless you're military.
Oh, wow. Now that's a nice piece of updated information, everybody.
Yeah, and it honestly, it really sucks because used to, let's say I had to go here, I had to move to St. Louis for a job for maybe 2 years.
Yeah.
I had to pay to move. I don't get any of that off on my taxes.
Wow.
I mean, you're just, I mean, to actually earn money, it's going to cost you money to get there.
Even more so, you know, these days.
Yes. And, you know, there are certain fringe benefits that is considered taxable income as well.
Okay.
We won't get into all those because that gets really technical.
Okay.
And I don't want to confuse everybody.
Okay. No, but you know, hey, we can start somewhere.
Well, and another thing too that I want to cover is, since we've covered what's income, what is an expense?
Yes.
So you own your own business. It doesn't matter what you're selling or what you're doing. You're going to have expenses that you're going to be able to write off. And I thought that I would go over just a few that people don't think about when they're filing their taxes, whether it be for a small business, for a partnership, for a C Corp, or an S Corp.
Great.
People don't think of some of these.
Let's do it. Yes.
So let's say here you've got salaries and wages. Of course, we know what that is for your employees. But now here's one thing. Do not get that confused with salaries of officers. So let's say you own 40% of the company and you're an officer of the company. Then it's recategorized. So, you know, it changes a little bit. Rent. It doesn't matter what you rent for your business. You could rent a bulldozer, you can rent a motor scooter, whatever pertains to your business. That rent is also considered deductible as well, because let me just kind of explain to you how I used to teach college.
Okay.
And this is what I used to tell my students. So you have a box, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I am a rabbit. Here's my box. The box is your business. I am the entrepreneur.
Mhm.
Whatever I can do to that box, for that box, with that box, in that box, on that box, around that box is your business. So if you can do anything that relates to this box, it's going to be deductible.
Wow.
Yes. So
Nice.
let's say that you're going to Walmart and you need some office supplies, but you need a couple groceries also.
Yeah.
Well, you go to Walmart and you get your supplies, your office equipment on a separate receipt from your groceries, and then it's considered business mileage going to and from Walmart to get what you need.
That is a really great golden nugget because people don't, those things add up over the year.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do.
Even if you do quarter by quarter, that still it adds up.
Yes, it does.
Wow.
It does. And let's see, taxes and licenses. If you have to buy a business license, if you have to pay business property tax,
right,
that all of that is deductible as well. I know a lot of these things people kind of forget about, in the Secretary of State. If you are legally required to have a Secretary of State ID number or be registered, that is also tax deductible as well.
AKA an EIN, everybody.
Correct. Any interest that you pay. So let's say, and this, a lot of people forget about this one. So let's say I decide to build on an office to my office.
Okay.
Well, I use my Lowe's credit card. Okay. Not only are the expenses that I purchased deductible, the interest on my Lowe's credit card is also deductible.
Wow. That is a nice little golden nugget there as well.
That's huge.
That's going to add up. Yes.
It does. It really does, and especially when you are in a very cost-intense business,
right.
Construction, anything like that that's going to require a huge cash outflow. Okay, advertising. Yeah. This is a good one. Hold on 2 seconds.
Okay, yes. What year was, while she's doing that, before we go to advertising, guys, find Christina Biddle on Facebook, premier1accounting@gmail.com, and give that phone number one more time before we go to marketing.
It is 910-571-1092, and that is my personal number, so you can either call me or text me. I honestly prefer a text because if I'm in a meeting with a client, I can just shoot you a little thing back, call you in a minute or something like that. So, but feel free to use that number.
Okay, let's get to marketing.
Marketing and advertising. Okay. Anything that you print is considered advertising. Okay. Let's say you want to buy each of your clients a gift, maybe a bottle of wine, and you get it from Monique.
Shout out to Michael Solberg Family Wines. Okay, go ahead.
There you go. Yes, and let's say that these are gifts at Christmas. The government says you can only spend up to $25 on a gift per client. Now, that is not including, let's say I bought a $25 bottle of wine from you. Well, now I've got to ship it. The shipping cost is not included in the $25. That is completely separate.
Okay.
But let me tell you a way around this $25.
Okay.
Get you a little sticker that says Monique Stinson Wine. Stick it on that bottle of wine, and it is now considered advertising, and it is 100% deductible.
Wow.
The entire cost is 100% deductible, not just $25.
Wow.
Because you now turn that gift into advertising.
Absolutely. And that is kind of the genius about these things, guys. Keep going. We have a few more minutes.
Okay. All right, then. Let me go on with a few more. Accounting. Of course, everybody knows that their accounting is deductible. Office expenses, home offices, that is a huge one that people miss.
Yeah.
If let's say that you have 1,000 square foot house and you use 20% of your house for business, that means 25% of your power, water, homeowner's insurance, or renter's insurance, all of those bills, 20% is deductible for your business. because you, in all actuality, have a home office.
Yeah.
So it's like having a storefront. Just don't ever forget that. And let's say you even pave your driveway to get to your business. Okay. 20% of that would be deductible as well.
Well, now that is a huge expense. Like, you guys, listen, Christina's she's full of all this knowledge. If you want one-on-one service, if you want to reach her, give that number one more time, Christina, for more help or to hire you.
It's 910-571-1092, and I'm open 24/7. And you can search on Facebook or on Google Premier Accounting, and I should be popping up, and there you go. It'll give all my information.
I love it. And guys, listen, as we call her the Southern Belle Badass, because don't let that little Southern accent fool you. She is a firecracker. She will fight for you, make sure that you have all the information you need, because she truly is. I've known her for many years now, and she is really about the relationship. And Christina, thank you for making time on this Sunday. I need you back in a few more weeks, because we've got to talk about mid-year visions for.
And we've got we are in the second quarter now. We need to really start getting things prepared, because just as soon as we turn around, it's going to be another tax season.
The joys of entrepreneurship. But that's why you're here. And I do have a client for you, Christina, so I'm going to leave you a voice clip when I get offline. So check that out.
Thank you. All right. It was a pleasure, and I look forward to doing it again.
I do too. I can't wait to see you again. All right, my love. Speak with you soon.
Yes, ma'am. Bye-bye.
All right, you guys. That was Christina Biddle, Premier One Accounting. And you can find her on Instagram. And you can DM me on Instagram, Facebook. I don't check those DMs that often, but you can DM me there if you'd like. Also, follow us on the Startup with Monique LeRae on Instagram. I have to update some posts. I have been, for the last 4 days, in a deep submersion with my MBA program, you guys. I'm getting my MBA in business so I can become better at what I do and get a better understanding for business, not just street smarts, but a little more book smart. So, we're always trying to be better around here. So the better I am, the better advice and inspiration we can offer here. Well, we don't do advice. We do inspiration, I should say. All right, you guys, I think, and let's say, Dana's here. All right. All the way from London during the coronation this weekend, we've got author Thane Laurie from the Buddhist CEO. Thane, how are you?
I'm doing very well. So nice to be here again, and so nice to see you, Monique. Thanks for asking me on.
Oh, it's a pleasure to have you back and to see you. And I know there's quite a time difference there. You're probably looking at midnight or 1 a.m.
Yeah.
How have you been? And I know that London is very busy and England's very busy right now with the coronation. How have those festivities been for you?
Well, I'm in Scotland, so it's still a big thing here as well. So I'm a little bit further north in London. But yeah, it's been a big weekend here. Lots of people have been very interested in watching the coronation, and the King had a concert tonight that was live on British TV. So we watched that tonight as well. So yeah, it's been exciting. I think it's been a feeling of bringing people together, and a feeling of community, and a feeling of celebration. So I've enjoyed it.
I love it. And I do want to clarify that he is in Scotland, like you said. I think for somewhere in my head, I was thinking London, but it's very close. If you haven't traveled to that area, how far would you say from where you are to middle of London are you?
I'm about 500 miles north of London.
Okay.
But I'm very close to Balmoral, where the King and Queen go. So that's only about 50 miles from where I live.
Nice.
So quite a connection in my county. Balmoral's in the same county where I live. So the royal family have got a real connection with my area, northeast Scotland.
I love that. So let's jump right in. We've had Thane on a couple times, and I want to know how the book is going. Maybe just give a summary about your inspiration of the Buddhist CEO and how everything has been evolving since we last spoke.
Yeah, well, it's been an exciting time. This is my first book, my first novel, The Buddhist CEO. So it came out in December, and I suppose the publicity side of the book has been quite new for me. Before that, it was a solitary sort of pursuit, writing the book on my own, and now it's gone forth into the world, and here I am on LA Talk Radio.
Wow! Wow.
Brilliant.
Congratulations. I just got the chills, Thane. Yay.
But
How does that feel? Your first
it's
book
been
is worldwide.
exciting. It's been exciting. It's been unexpected, and it's been exciting. So I'm glad I've got you in my corner, because you've been one of my greatest fans, and you took my book to some of the Oscars events, which touched my heart. I don't mind saying that deeply. And Monique got some fantastic photographs of some of the, I suppose, the actors and stars of the world with my book, and I was quite touched by that and humbled by that. So I still deeply appreciate that. It's been incredible the amount of people that have reached out. I've been on podcasts, I've been television, and just this week I was interviewed for a spread in the Eden magazine, which is maybe some of your listeners will know because it's an LA-based magazine.
Yes.
I was interviewed for a big story in the Mail and Globe, or the Globe and Mail. It's one of the biggest newspapers in Canada.
Wow.
And one I'm really excited about is the San Francisco Zen Center. Has always been something that's meant a lot to me as a Zen Buddhist. I've never been there. I've been to San Francisco. I haven't been to the Zen Center, but it was founded by a monk called Shunryu Suzuki, who wrote one of the most famous books about Buddhism in the West called Zen Mind, Beginner's Mind. One of the monks there is going to have me on our podcast in June, so I'm particularly excited about that. So it's just been really busy. Every day there's been some sort of contact from somebody around the globe, really. So yeah, it's been an exciting time, busy time, but it's been it's been really exciting. Yeah,
I hear all that excitement and gratitude, and I really am just excited that you stayed true to your original concept. And I think I touched on a little bit with you before, but the timing of the title and the background of the title, the theme, and it really, I think, is serving people coming out of COVID and finding that balance and still staying in the workforce, but maybe revisiting what that looks like, but applying peaceful measures to your life and balance, some balance to your life coming out of a chaotic time that we all have shared. Perhaps that's what's hit a chord for people.
I think there's something in that. I know you're very interested in the whole COVID pandemic. I know you're making a documentary about that, but it's something that struck me that we used to have a Buddhist group locally, and it sort of fell away during COVID time. And I remember just really missing that sense of community, just getting together once a week with other people who are like-minded and just sitting and meditating together. We used to have a cup of tea after it, and maybe we discussed something about Buddhism. And we got it started again in the last year. And so many people have said the same thing, that just that period of COVID when we couldn't do what we wanted to do. And certainly in the UK, we were locked down for quite a long time, for quite a few months at a time, where we could only go out once a day. I think people really missed that. And tying that in with the book, the book tells about a leader's journey and how he is successful at that, but how lonely he feels at times on that journey. He's trying to live as a Buddhist, but he's also trying to be a great entrepreneur and a great leader, inspirational leader. He struggles with that internally. And it's one of the most unexpected things about the book, the amount of senior leaders who have reached out to me privately, actually, and just asked to have a chat with me, and just saying how much the book resonated with their own experiences, where on the outside they were successful and they were very good at what they did. Internally, they had their doubts. Internally, they felt the strains and pressure of it, but it's been pleasantly surprised at how many people reach out. But also, I think people have also said to me that in COVID, it did make them reflect on their leadership journey and just a sense of community. And it's one of the things covered in the book. One of the three jewels of Buddhism is the Sangha, and the Sangha is just community. It's made me realize just how much it made me realize just why it's considered to be a jewel and something really important. I think this sense of community, when COVID took a lot of that away. And I think, it doesn't matter who it was. It might have been somebody who went to church on a Sunday, it was stopped, or just met a friend for a coffee, that stopped. Visiting their grandkids at the weekend, that stopped. I think it made us realize just how important just that sense of community is for people to thrive.
Nice. Beautiful. And yes, I believe in all of that. Those points are really eloquently touched on, Thane. And I wonder, because I can see you on TED Talk. I know that that's coming for you. I just feel, sense, and believe that. And you're getting into San Francisco, in this market here, and you do have a friend, a new work friend here, associate, ally, and supporter. So please, if you're ever in California, we would love to, have you, integrated in whatever we've got going on, or just have a lunch or a coffee. But we want you to know that you're welcome. And I think that, part two, what does part two look like for you? I know you're enjoying this moment, and perhaps you're not looking that far ahead, but will there be a Muslim CEO, a Christian CEO, a Jewish CEO, a spiritual CEO, a non-religious CEO? Are there more subsidiaries from the Buddhist CEO?
You said a few things there that really interested me. Thanks for the welcome. And likewise, if you're ever in Scotland, you've definitely got a friend here.
Thank you.
One thing I'd say about the book, you say there about the Muslim CEO or the Hindu CEO or the Christian CEO. I've always felt that hopefully MD who's a Christian, a Hindu, a Muslim, or just a non-religious person who sees himself as being a moral person, would identify with the character. It could quite easily be the Christian CEO or the Hindu CEO. I think that a person coming from that background in a leadership role would identify with the Buddhist CEO as much as he would, with a Christian CEO, hopefully. So hopefully it actually, you don't have to be a Buddhist to enjoy the story. I think you can be of any religion or just be a moral person, hopefully, to enjoy it.
Yeah.
The future, well, I'm writing it. I've always seen the story being in two books, so I'm going to write. I'm already writing the second book. I'm about 60% of the way through it, so I hope to finish it this year. Who knows? It might come out late next year, or maybe just slip into the following year. But I hope to write a second book, and I'm well on the way with that. I've also one of the, as I said earlier on, one of the nice surprises of writing this book is the amount of people who reach out to me. But I've become friendly with a number of authors around the world, actually, just like we're chatting here. In many ways, I've read the book or I've read their book, and we've become friends via Zoom.
Yeah.
There's a woman in Pennsylvania called Nora Declesis who's written a number of maybe 40 or 50 books in her life, some of them about Buddhism. And me and her have sort of hit it off, and we're actually going to start maybe a business later in the year, offering classes to people who may want to take a spiritual approach to leadership. It'll cover Buddhism, but it'll be for people of any religion or of no religion as well. So second book coming, and I'm looking forward to this new development with Nora, which will probably come maybe October, November later this year. So a lot of things in the pipeline. There's a lot to keep me busy. So so there's a lot to come.
Wonderful. Just keep going and keep staying true to your brand and what you're doing. And I think you really tapped into something that's going to help the overall collective. I've said this before, but I really am grateful to know you and apply some of these points and tenets in my world. And give us a plug one more time in case someone wants to grab this for a gift of graduate, dads, grads, Mother's Day, anything coming up.
Okay. Well, the book's called The Buddhist CEO by me, Thane Laurie. And you can get it online, Amazon, Barnes & Noble, lots of other online providers as well. Bookshops should be able to order it as well. You can get it from my website, which is my name, thanelaurie.com. Thane's ThaneLawrie.com. From there, there's links to where you can buy the book. And if people are interested, my social media profiles on there. So I put out a daily poem and one of my own photographs every day on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. So if you're interested, you can follow that. And it's always a peaceful, mellow type of poem, hopefully uplift people every day. I do that every single day. And I do a blog post twice a month as well, and that's on the website as well. One of the blog posts is normally updating people for what's happened with the book that month. So every time I'm on Monique's great show, that goes on there as well. And I also usually do one post, just some sort of thoughtful post around it can be quite varied. I think the last one I did was maybe a Buddhist thought on how to deal with stress in the workplace. So usually there's some sort of Buddhist or something around the workplace or leadership in that post as well. And they're usually a short read, 5 minutes, so you can subscribe to that for free as well. So if you like that, feel free to have a look.
I love it. Thank you so much. And yes, Thane has some great posts on Twitter. If you're a Twitter person, if you tend to lean there, you're going to see some consistent content from him. Like he was saying, I'm a fan. I'm following him, and I get a kick out of it as well. Thane, thanks for being up late and hanging out with us here in Cali. And lots of love to you guys over there in the UK and in Scotland. And hope to see you soon.
Brilliant. Thanks again for having me on the show. It's always a pleasure to speak to you, Monique. Thank you so much.
Thank you, my dear. All right, guys. Bye-bye. That was Thane. That was Thane Laurie, the Buddhist CEO. As usual, what will you start up today? Be well, be safe with one another, and I will see you next Sunday. Bye.
You're listening to The Startup with Monique LeRae, only on LA Talk Radio.